There's something about getting older that no one really prepares you for. Sure, people talk about retirement, maybe a few more aches and pains, or even the joy of grandkids, but what about the things no one tells you? The little surprises, the hidden challenges, and most importantly, the ways you can actually make this chapter of your life the best one yet? If you're between 65 and 85, you've probably noticed that aging isn't quite what you expected. Some days, you might feel like you've got more energy than ever, and other days, well, let's just say a nap sounds like the best idea in the world. And that's okay. But here's the thing, there are so many simple, everyday habits that can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more vibrant than you might think. In this video, we're going to talk about those little secrets, the things no one tells you about aging, but absolutely should. We'll cover how to keep your energy up, how to stay sharp as a tack, and even how to find more joy in each day. Because let's face it, you've earned this time in your life, and it should be good. So, let's start with the first thing no one tells you: your energy doesn't have to disappear. You might think it's normal to feel tired all the time as you get older, but that's not entirely true. Yes, your body changes, but there are ways to work with those changes instead of just accepting fatigue as part of the deal. One of the biggest game changers? Movement. And no, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless that's your thing, of course. But simple, gentle movement throughout the day can make a world of difference. A short walk in the morning, some light stretching while you watch TV, even just standing up and sitting down a few times while you're on the phone, these little things keep your blood flowing, your muscles engaged, and your energy levels up. And here's something else no one tells you: what you eat plays a bigger role than you think. It's not just about avoiding junk food, though that's important too. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs to keep going strong. Protein, for example, becomes even more important as we age because it helps maintain muscle, which, by the way, is key for staying active and independent. A handful of nuts, some Greek yogurt, or even an extra serving of beans can make a real difference in how you feel. Now, let's talk about something we don't always want to admit: loneliness can sneak up on you. Even if you've always been independent or had a busy social life, things change. Friends move away, family gets busy, and suddenly, you might find yourself feeling a little isolated. But here's the good news: connection is still out there, and it doesn't have to be complicated. A phone call, a visit to a local community center, or even joining a hobby group can bring so much joy and purpose into your days. And speaking of purpose, that's another thing no one tells you about aging. You don't have to slow down unless you want to. Sure, maybe you're not working a 9 to 5 anymore, but that doesn't mean your days have to lack meaning. Whether it's gardening, volunteering, learning something new, or even sharing your wisdom with others, finding something that lights you up can make all the difference in how you feel. Now, we've covered a lot already: energy, food, connection, and purpose, but there's so much more to talk about. So, let's keep going and dive into another key part of aging that often gets overlooked. One of the most surprising things about getting older is how much your mindset shapes your experience. Have you ever woken up, felt a little stiff, and thought, well, that's just what happens at my age? It's easy to assume that certain changes are inevitable, that aches, forgetfulness, or slowing down are just part of the package. But here's what no one tells you: a lot of what we blame on aging isn't just about age at all. Let's talk about sleep, for example. If you found yourself waking up at 3 a.m. more often than you'd like, or feeling like you never quite get enough rest, you're not alone. Many people assume poor sleep is just something that comes with getting older, but that's not entirely true. Yes, our sleep patterns shift as we age. We might not need as much deep sleep as we did in our 30s, but that doesn't mean you have to resign yourself to tossing and turning every night. Here's a little secret: your bedtime routine matters more now than ever. Turning off screens an hour before bed, keeping your room cool and dark, and avoiding heavy meals late at night can make a huge difference. And if you do wake up in the middle of the night, instead of lying there frustrated, try getting up for a few minutes, having a warm cup of caffeine-free tea, or reading something calming. Fighting it often makes it worse. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is just go with the flow. Now, let's talk about something else that doesn't get enough attention: your balance. You might not think about it much until one day, you reach for something and feel a little unsteady. Here's the thing, balance isn't something you lose permanently unless you stop using it. Simple exercises like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, hold onto the counter if you need to, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or even practicing getting up from a chair without using your hands can help keep you steady on your feet. The best part? You don't need any special equipment, just a little awareness and consistency. And while we're on the topic of movement, let's clear up a big myth. You don't have to walk 10,000 steps a day to stay healthy. In fact, if walking too much leaves you sore or exhausted, it might be doing more harm than good. What matters is finding what works for your body. Maybe it's a 15-minute stroll in the morning, some gentle water aerobics, or even dancing to your favorite old tunes in the living room. The key is to keep moving in a way that feels good, not to follow some arbitrary number. Here's another thing no one tells you, your brain is still capable of incredible things. Forgetfulness happens, yes, but it's not always a sign of decline. Sometimes, it's just your brain being selective with its energy. Want to keep your mind sharp? Challenge it in small, enjoyable ways. Try a new recipe, work on a crossword puzzle, or even learn a few words of a new language. The goal isn't to become a memory champion, it's to keep those neural pathways active and engaged. And let's not forget laughter. Humor is one of the most underrated tools for aging well. A good laugh reduces stress, boosts your mood, and even helps your immune system. So, watch that funny movie, call the friend who always makes you chuckle, or just learn to laugh at life's little mishaps. After all, what's the alternative? Now, we've covered sleep, balance, movement, and keeping your mind sharp, but there's still more to explore. So, let's move on to another essential part of aging that often goes unspoken. You know, one of the greatest gifts of getting older is the wisdom that comes with it, but here's something they don't tell you, that wisdom includes knowing when to let go of what no longer serves you. Maybe it's outdated expectations, unnecessary stress, or even relationships that drain more than they give. As we move into our later years, we realize time is too precious to waste on things that don't truly matter. Let's talk about stress for a moment. Many people assume that once you retire or the kids move out, life becomes automatically peaceful. But the truth is, stress doesn't just disappear with age, it often just changes form. Worries about health, finances, or even feeling like you're not doing enough can creep in. Here's the good news, you have more control over stress than you think. Simple practices like deep breathing, try inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, then exhaling for 6, spending time in nature, or even just saying no to things that overwhelm you can make a world of difference. You've earned the right to set boundaries, use them. Now, here's something else that's rarely discussed, the power of gratitude. It might sound like a cliche, but taking a few moments each day to appreciate the small things, a good cup of coffee, a phone call from a loved one, the way the sunlight hits your favorite chair, can shift your entire outlook. Studies show that gratitude isn't just good for the soul, it's good for your physical health too, lowering inflammation and even improving heart health. So why not give it a try? Before bed tonight, think of 3 things that went right today. You might be surprised how quickly it changes your perspective. And while we're on the topic of perspective, let's talk about fear. It's natural to worry about the future, about health scares, losing independence, or the unknowns ahead. But here's what no one tells you, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward anyway. Focus on what you can control. Stay on top of health screenings, make adjustments to your home to make daily life easier, like grab bars in the shower or better lighting, and most importantly, keep nurturing your sense of curiosity and joy. Life isn't about avoiding risks, it's about living fully in spite of them. Finally, let's talk about legacy. That word might sound heavy, like something reserved for history books or grand gestures, but legacy is simply the mark you leave on the people around you. It's the stories you tell, the kindness you show, the lessons you pass down, even the silly family traditions that everyone rolls their eyes at but secretly loves. You don't have to write a memoir or donate a fortune to leave a meaningful legacy. Sometimes, it's as simple as being the person who always remembers to ask, "How are you really doing?" So, let's recap what we've covered. Your energy and health are deeply influenced by small, consistent habits. Movement, food, and connection are pillars of thriving as you age. Sleep, balance, and mental engagement keep you strong in body and mind. Letting go of stress, practicing gratitude, and facing fears with courage make life richer. And your legacy isn't about grandeur, it's about the love and wisdom you share every day. Remember, aging isn't about resisting change, it's about adapting, growing, and finding joy in the journey. You've already lived through so much, imagine what's still ahead. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing about aging that surprised you? Or maybe a small habit that's made a big difference in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments, let's learn from each other. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. And most importantly, remember this, your best years aren't behind you, they're whatever years you decide to make the most of. Here's to living them well.